Hello and welcome back to my channel Al Basit Academy. This is me Basit and I am ESL instructor. In today's video we will learn all about active and passive voice. I will teach you basic to advanced about active and passive voice. We will discuss what is voice, what is active voice, what is passive voice, how to change an active sentence to passive voice, 5 steps. What is transitive verb, intransitive verb? How to know whether a verb is transitive. Active voice form of tenses. Modal auxiliary verbs in passive voice. Using by phrase, using pronouns after by phrase. Alright, then we will discuss when to use active voice, when to use passive voice, and then grammar term. My dear and near students, if you do have not any idea about tenses, I already uploaded videos on tenses. First you watch those videos, it will help you to understand the basic concept of all tenses. Links are in description along with my WhatsApp number. If you have any question, you all contact me. Right? So let's start our topic. Before I jump to my topic, I ask you the question that what is voice? You have any idea about voice? Okay, so I tell you voice. Voice is the form of verb. For example, play or is played. The verb has forms like first form, second form, third form. So, in passive voice, the base form of the verb change into the third form of the verb. So that's why this voice doesn't mean that kind of voice like sound, etc. So this is not that one voice. It is a grammatical term in the grammar that used with the active and passive voice. So the voice is the form of which shows whether. Okay, so second question is what is active and passive voice? You have any idea about active and passive voice? Yes, think for a while. Okay, so what is active voice and passive voice? The both definition are very simple. The subject does or performs the action of verb. It is a active voice. The subject receives the action of verb. It is passive voice. Clear? Let's look few examples. Ahmed grows rice. We wrote a short story. Subjects Ahmed and we do or perform the action of verbs grows and wrote. Got it? These sentences are in active voice. What is the passive form? What is the passive form of these sentences? These are rice is grown by Ahmed. So here in the first sentence the rice was what? The object and Ahmed was the subject. So both change the places and verbs change to the third form and we use by. And why we use is because this sentence is a simple present tense sentence. So in simple present tense sentence we use is, mr. So here we use is because rice is the singular, so we use is. Rice is grown by Ahmed. A short story was written by us. What is the process, how we change it, we will discuss later on. These sentences are in passive voice because the subject rice in short story receive the action of verbs is grown and was written. Okay, more examples. My uncle fixes trucks. Trucks are fixed by my uncle. Sentence A is an active voice sentence because the subject, my uncle, performed the action of verb fix. Got it? Sentence B is the passive voice sentence because the subject trucks doesn't perform the action of verb but it receives the action of verb or fix. Got it? Okay, then we will study the second point, which is how to change an active sentence to passive voice steps. We have 5 steps. You keep these steps in your mind. It will help you to change active sentences to passive voice. First step is find the object in an active sentence. The object is usually a person or thing and is used after the verb. What is a verb? Verb is a word which shows an action. Examples: Salim sells computers. She taught Ali. Okay, Salim is subject, sells is verb, computer is object, and object is in here, it is a thing. Then on the other hand we have she taught Ali. Ali is subject is she, verb is thought, Ali is a person. Like computer is thing and Ali is a person. Let's look the second step. Make the object the subject of the passive sentence. For example, computers, Ali. Ali and computer object of the first sentence, right? And here we make the computer and Ali as a subject here, right? 8 to be verbs: is, am, are, was, were, been. These are the to be verbs. Okay, so we add one of these helping verbs according to the tense. Okay, computers are, Ali was. One is a simple present tense and another is a simple past tense sentence. So in simple present tense we add are, in simple past tense we add was. Fourth step is change the verb of active sentence to past participle. What is past participle? Past participle is a third form of verb. What is the third form of the verb? Like for example, we have see is the first form, saw is second form, and third form is seen. So the past participle means third form of the verb. We add the third form of the verb after helping verb. Computers are sold. Ali was taught. And the fifth and last step, use the subject of the active sentence after the preposition by. Computers are sold by Salim. Ali was taught by her. Got it? Then we have another point to be remembered about verbs. There are 2 types of verbs. One, we talk about verbs in active or passive voice. One is transitive verb, and on the other hand we have intransitive verb. That what is transitive verb and intransitive verb? Do you have any idea about these 2 terms? If you haven't, so don't worry, I'm telling you. A transitive verb is a verb which takes an object. What is object? Object can be person or thing. Got it? Examples: Sufyan makes tables. She killed a cat. Okay, so tell me which one is object here? The verbs make and kill in these sentences are transitive verbs because they take objects, table and cat. Only transitive verbs can be changed to passive voice. Therefore, the sentences above can be changed to passive voice because the verbs make and kill are transitive verbs. Got it? Table are made by Sufyan. A cat was killed by her. It is easy to know if a verb is transitive or not. If a noun, thing or person is used after a verb, then the verb is transitive. Some transitive verbs are teach, cook, buy, sell, bring, read, write, paint, fix, build, make, prepare, change, etc. Intransitive verbs. What is intransitive verb, by the way? An intransitive verb is a verb that doesn't take an object. Transitive verbs take an object, and intransitive verb doesn't take an object. Clear? Intransitive verbs cannot be changed to passive voice. They should only be used in active voice. Then we have another point: how to know whether a verb is intransitive. This is a very important question. If one of these words is used after a verb, then the verb is intransitive. Got it? Are you getting me or not? Okay. Adverb, preposition, adjective. It's not adjective, adjective, right? The teacher talks quickly. My friend writes beautifully. This quickly and beautifully are what? Are adverbs. The verbs talk and write are intransitive verbs because adverbs quickly and beautifully are used after them. Prepositions: Asad went to Dubai. His cousin lives in London. The verbs went and live are intransitive verbs because prepositions to and in are used after them. Adjective: Your car looks beautiful. The soldier is tall. The verbs look and is are intransitive because adjective beautiful and tall are used after them. Okay, then we have another point, which is active and passive forms of tenses. So first tense we're gonna study is simple tenses. Okay, present tense. Present tense positive structure is subject plus verb ses plus object. Example is Bilal sells books. Bilal sells books. This is a simple present tense example. If you haven't any idea about tenses, and I already uploaded two videos on the tenses and links are in description box. Please go through the old tenses, and then the active and passive voice will be very easy for you to understand. For passive forms of present tense, this example change into passive form. Books are sold by Bilal. Subject go to in the object place and object come to the subject place. The both will change the places, and we put helping verb according to the tense and of the helping verb, and then we use the third form of the verb, and then we use the by phrase and then object. A simple present tense negative structure. Subject plus does not, do not plus verb plus object. Okay, so what is the negative structure in the passive sentence? So it is a subject plus is, mr plus not plus verb third form plus by phrase. Bilal doesn't sell books. Books are not sold by Bilal. Got it? Question: does Bilal sell books? Passive voice structure is mr plus subject plus verb third form plus by phrase. Are books sold by Bilal? Got it? Then we have a past tense. Bilal wrote a letter. So what will be the passive sentence? Subject plus was verb plus verb third form plus by phrase. A letter was written by Bilal. Got it? Negative structure of the past tense is subject plus did not plus verb first form plus object. Bilal didn't write songs. Passive voice, subject plus was verb plus not plus verb third form plus by phrase. Songs were not written by Bilal. Question sentences in past tense. Did Bilal write an article? Passive, was an article written by Bilal. Then we have another tense is a present perfect tense. Positive example is Bilal has bought a house. Passive is a house has been bought by Bilal. Negative example is Bilal hasn't driven the car. The passive is the car hasn't been driven by Bilal. Question sentence is has Bilal studied these books? Passive sentence is have these books are been studied by Bilal. Got it? Let's move to another tense. It's a past perfect tense. Positive example is Bilal had eaten an apple. Passive sentence, an apple had been eaten by Bilal. Negative sentence of past perfect tense, Bilal hadn't eaten pizza. Passive sentence is pizza hadn't been eaten by Bilal. Question: had Bilal eaten an orange? Passive is had an orange been eaten by Bilal. A future tense positive example, Bilal will visit his friend. Passive sentence is his friend will be visited by Bilal. In this example, we use well helping verb and after be and then by phrase. I already told you that there is only a few steps that a subject will become an object and object will become a subject, and we put the helping verbs according to tense and use by phrase. But there is another cases that we cannot use by, and we will study in later on that which are the the things which we cannot add any sort of the by phrase, and we use to and those examples, and I will teach you later on. First you understand these topics. Negative example is Bilal will not visit his friend. Passive sentence is his friend will not be visited by Bilal. Got it? Future, then we have a future perfect tense. Positive example, she will have finished the test. Passive sentence, the test will have been finished by her. Negative, he won't have finished the test. The test will not have been finished by him. Question sentence of future perfect tense is will I have finished the test? Passive is will the test have been finished by me? Okay? Okay, so we have two progressive tenses which are changeable. First is a present continuous tense and second is a past continuous tense. So the present continuous tense positive structure is a subject plus is mr plus verb ing plus object. I am fixing a bike. So the passive form is a bike is being fixed by me. In passive form, after isma we use been and then verb third form plus by phrase. You keep in your mind that verb third form past participle is obligatory in all tenses, right? Then have a negative is a negative example. I am not fixing a car. Okay, what is the passive form? Passive form is a car is not being fixed by me. Question sentence is mr plus a subject plus verb ing plus object. Am I fixing a truck? So the passive form is a truck being fixed by me. Got it? Then we have another progressive tense. It is a past continuous tense. Past continuous tense positive structure is the subject plus was verb plus ing plus object. Ali was watching a sport program. Passivism, sport program was being watched by Ali. Negative example is he weren't watching TV. Passivism, TV was not being watched by us. Got it? Then we have a question. Was he teaching past tense? Was past tense being taught by him? And later on, I'll teach you the pronouns and object pronouns, subject pronouns. What is him? These are all things. Other tenses such as present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect, future continuous, and future perfect continuous have only active forms. They are not usually changed to passive voice. Got it? Modal auxiliary verbs in passive voice. These are modal auxiliary verbs: can, could, may, might, should, must. So the how we gonna change active forms like a subject plus modal auxiliary verbs plus a verb first form. This is active sentence. For example, we can buy a grammar book. He should wash the car. Passive form, subject plus modal auxiliary plus be plus verb third form plus by phrase. A grammar book can be bought by us. Right? The car should be washed by him. And here subject become the object and object become a subject and verb will change to the third form, and after modal auxiliary verbs we use be. Negative examples are they might not help Asad. She must not play soccer. Passive forms, Asad might not be helped by them. Soccer must not be played by her. Questions sentences, can Fahim win the match? Should we pay the bills today? passives are: can the match be won by Fahim? Should the bills be paid today? Okay. Using by phrase. By phrase is used in passive sentences. By phrase is used in passive sentences when we know the performer of an action. Got it? Active sentence: Saeed will burn the wood. Passive sentence: the wood will be burned by Saeed. In this example, we know the performer or the doer of an action. By phrase is used in these passive sentences because we know the performer of the action of burn. The performer of the action is Saeed. Okay. By phrase is not used in passive sentences when we don't know the performer of an action. The house was built in 1940. Our friend was killed last month. In these example sentences, by phrase are not used because we don't know the performer of action. We don't know who built the house in 1740 or who killed our friend. So by phrase is not used. Extra information: the preposition by is usually used in passive voice to show the person who does the action, as in this example. The car was fixed by Junaid. This is another point. The preposition with is usually used passive voice to show the thing with which an action is performed. The tire was changed with players. Using pronouns after phrases. Pronouns in active voice: he, she, it, I, you, we, they. Pronouns in passive voice: by him, by her, by me, by you, by us, by them. Okay. When to use active voice? We use active voice when the subject of the sentence is more important than object. Okay. Of the sentence, more important than the object of the sentence. It depends on the speaker whether the subject or object is more important for him. Example: Ali, Asad broke the chair. Bilal, the chair was broken by Asad. In sentence A, for Ali, the subject Asad of the sentence is more important than the object chair. So Ali made an active sentence. In sentence B, for Bilal, the object of the sentence A is more important than the subject of sentence A. So Bilal made a passive sentence. Got it? When to use passive voice? Passive voice is used when the object of an active sentence is more important than the subject. It depends on the speaker whether the subject or the object is more important for him. Got it? Study example. Passive voice is used when we don't know the performer of an action. Example: a car was stolen from Sadr. We don't know who stole the car, so we made a passive sentence. Sadr is a place.